You're testifying that President Trump approved this ahead of time. Is that my understanding?
The puppy-killing, lying, cheating, corrupt sack of shit that was in charge of our homeland security has been fired in this moment when they keep telling us how we are under an imminent threat from Iran.
Imagine pledging your undying loyalty to Trump, only to get fired over email, basically, except worse, and then have him throw you under the bus on a federal crime. Oopsie! Things happen fast in MAGA world. Only last night, I was reporting on Kristi Noem getting grilled at a congressional hearing over her infamous affair with Corey Lewandowski, or in other words, how they both became the first inaugural members of the Faking an Orgasm at Mile High Club. 12 hours later, she's out of here, casually fired on Truth Social by Trump while she was in the middle of a speech at a conference in Nashville. And to make matters worse, the things he's been blurting out about her directly implicate her in a federal crime. And now a Republican politician is spilling the beans on just how angry Trump is at her. Spicy. I'm going to break down the last 24 hours of whiplash poor Mrs. Krusty the Clown Noem has gone through and delve into the delicious crime Trump has thrown her under the bus like human garbage for. So be sure to watch until the end. And if I make you laugh or even just forget the world is on fire for a period of 10 seconds or more, make sure to subscribe to Raw America and help us get to 100,000 subscribers, because numbers on screen make me feel big inside. Kristi Noem was giving a speech at a conference in Nashville when she was casually yeeted out of the Oval Office by Donald Trump on Truth Social in a moment that was so hilariously awkward, Fox News hosts couldn't help but comment on it.
150 different illegal sex offenders off of the street. We saw one of those arrests included a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela that was convicted of aggravated criminal assault and abuse of a child. I'm thankful that that individual is no longer on the streets because of the cooperation of those local law enforcement. We have agreements across the country called 287G agreements. I'm sure you're familiar with them, but there is 3 different models that are available. One is a jail model that helps us with some detention. The other is a warrant service officer model that is extremely helpful for us to make sure that we can take jurisdiction or of an individual who's a criminal in the safety of an environment of a courthouse or a jail, and they can be turned over to ICE so that we have the ability to return them.
We're going to continue monitoring Kristi Noem's message there as Mark Wayne Mullin, we take this in live together, walks down the hallway on the phone there as he is named by President Trump to be his next DHS secretary. Let's listen and see if we can grab anything.
Let me get the elevator. All right.
Yes, hello, Mom. I'm doing big, important
When did the president
stuff.
call you? When did he tell you, ask you?
I'll be back. I'll be back.
I love you, Mom. I love you.
He said, I'll be back.
So here's what I'm wondering. Was he really on the phone, or was he pretending to be on the phone? Because, I mean, I've done that a couple of times. If there's somebody that I don't want to talk to,
I might have
who
done
sort
it
of
this
comes up
morning.
to you on the street, you grab your phone and you
Politician,
pretend you're on a call.
Sure.
That was weird with Kristi Noem,
Yeah.
or what? I mean, I assume that she knew. And if she did, that was really demonstrating the art of compartmentalization, because she was there before the Sergeants Benevolent Association of New York in Nashville at a conference, giving a speech at the Major Cities Conference.
Wow.
And she, to me, she seemed a little rattled because she usually doesn't make any mistakes when she.
I guess when he says she doesn't make any mistakes, he's referring to maybe she delivers the party bullshit, byline perfectly. She's made mistakes, many mistakes, arguably, in her life, some of which you can see on her face, but, just in general, just her entire life, I would say, is a bit of a mistake. But yeah, she was stumbling over her words. I like to imagine that at the point she stutters, maybe she spotted the Truth Social tweet here, or maybe someone on her earpiece is like, yep, keep bullshitting about immigrants. Yeah, hit the classics. Talk about mega immigrant killed 1 billion white American babies with blonde eyes and blue hair. Yep. Oh, and Trump fired you, by the way. Yep. What's that? Yeah, hit the baby thing hard, the blue baby thing. Hit it hard. It blows my mind that, what does it blow my mind? I was about to say it blows my mind that Fox News are fucking clowns and they lie, but what am I talking about? It doesn't blow my mind at all that Fox News are fucking clowns and they lie. The end. Signed off. I'm British Chris and this is Raw America. No, I mean, but it is kind of like none of their viewers who are sat there in a fucking daze, drooling onto their own tits gently, and none of their neurons firing a bit like, wait, these are our politicians we're supposed to be voting for, and the network that's supposed to be on their side is making fun of how fucking incompetent and stupid they are. They're literally being like, I think that guy's pretending to be on the phone because he can't handle talking to the media. Like, oh, and Kristi Noem, she's stumbling over her words because she just got fired by a tweet. Like, is there no point where the viewers are like, wait a second? What year is it? I voted for a clown show.
To our reporting from the White House, Jackie Heinrich. Do we have Jackie up? Okay, so let's go to Jackie with that news because, John, this might have been ultimately what led the president to make this firm decision. Jackie, the news.
Yeah, we're still getting bits and pieces, but can confirm that the president said that he was not aware of the ad campaign that Kristi Noem was questioned about on Capitol Hill this.
Ooh, okay, we'll get to that in a bit. Let's have a look at Trump's at the tweet that fired her, because that's the fucking reality we live in. And when I say the tweet, I'm obviously it's technically called a truth, because the other fucking horrible part of the reality we live in is that our president has his own social media company, so he can like make more corrupt and gross money off of the office of the presidency, because it's a laughing stock, of course. So here is the truth. Trump, how honestly, Trump voters, man, at what point do you not feel like you're being, Donald Trump Republicans have put you in a little nappy and given you a baby bottle and patting your head like, yes, you're a very smart, very grown-up baby? Because do you not feel insulted that the social media company you're forced to go on to read your president's tweets, they're called truths? Like, there's not a part of you that'll be like, mate, is that a red flag that they insist that they're all truths without any any basis whatsoever? Anyway. All right, let's do the bad Trump impression again. I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mullin, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st, 2026. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to the Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere we are announcing on Saturday in Doral, Florida. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland. And now here's the bit where he tries to glaze a fucking, basically a monkey in a suit. That's essentially what Mr. Mark Wayne is. Serving 10 years in the United States House of Representatives and 3 in the Senate, Mark Wayne has done a tremendous job representing the wonderful people of Oklahoma, where I won all 77 out of 77 counties, and all 77 counties said my dick was 7.7 inches long, by the way, in 2016, 2020, and 2024. A MAGA warrior, a former undefeated professional MMA fighter, because that's a great quality for a politician, Mark Wayne truly gets along with all people and knows the wisdom and courage required to advance our America First agenda. America First, Israel First, who cares? As the only Native American in the Senate, Mark Wayne is a fantastic advocate for our incredible tribal communities who have all said I am handsome and very big-dicked. Mark Wayne will work tirelessly to keep our border secure, stop migrant crime murderers and other criminals from illegally entering our country, end the scourge of illegal drugs, and make America safe again. From a presidential palace 4 billion miles in the sky, a Boeing 757 it will have a queen bed. It will have Olympic swimming pools and a basketball court where he can bring his many wives. Anyway, this whole delicious slice of humble pie for a person so comically evil and corrupt she might as well be a fucking Disney villain had a huge topping of whipped Fafo cream dolloped on top when Trump waded in to implicate Noem in federal crimes. So we got an article here on Raw Story. Oh, Raw Story, what a fantastic website. Brilliant fucking website. So according to some observers, the thing that appears prompted Trump to fire her may be a federal crime. So Trump said, and this has been corroborated by the story I'll also bring up at the end, so stick around for that. But Trump said that Noem lied to Congress when she claimed during an intense hearing that she had the president's personal sign-off for a $220 million ad campaign for the DHS that featured her prominently riding a horse in front of Mount Rushmore. Yes, that's true. I was going to make it part of this video, but life's too short and the video will be too long. I'm going to do another video. I'm going to do another video just about the fucking $220 million video she made, because it is unbelievable. It's Brokeback Mountain for people who have no brain cells. It's insane. They are literally just like, I like old school political corruption when they sort of wink at you and they do it behind a coat. And this one, the new school political corruption is basically they put you on the floor and they get their testicles out and they wipe it in your face and say, you like that? That's your fucking tax dollars, bitch. But anyway, so she paid $220 million to a friend's company for this ridiculous ad, which I will be making another video about. And at the hearing, she defended it and said it was Trump's idea. And actually, it probably wasn't. Or maybe if it was, he didn't give her permission to say it was. But I could believe it actually wasn't, because I think one of the reasons Trump is upset is that, you know, it's like a lot of money spent not about him or making him look good. So two sources close to the White House told the Post that Trump is furious that Noem testified he approved of the ads and set in motion his later move to fire her. The trouble is, she was under oath at the time she made the claims about getting Trump's approval for the ad, which, as Democratic strategist Matt McDermott pointed out on X, means that if Trump is telling the truth, Noem committed a federal crime. The President of the United States is accusing Kristi Noem of committing perjury, a federal crime, wrote McDermott. Now, here's the small catch, of course, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Trumpansies committing federal crimes is kind of just like part of the tapestry at this point. So to be in real legal jeopardy, Trump's DOJ would have to actually prosecute her for the offense, which doesn't appear likely. As former political reporter Rachel Bade wrote, Noem screwed up DHS response to Pretty Killing, stonewalled IG investigations, seen an allegation of inappropriate relations with Leon Lewandowski, brought a luxury jet fleet, spent a ton on ads starring hers truly, but the thing that did her in the end was throwing her boss under the bus. All roads lead back to Trump, you know. You never suck from the wrinkly teat that feeds you, I guess. And finally, the juicy Mara Fafo cherry on top of the Fafo cream on the humble pie Kristi Noem is currently gagging down was a Republican politician telling a raw story exactly what Trump thought of Kristi Noem as he fired her. Check it out. It is magic. So here, Senator John Kennedy had one thing to say about Kristi Noem getting the axe. He wasn't getting between a dog and a fire hydrant, which is a beautiful... I've never heard that metaphor before or saying it. It's beautiful. Especially because of Trump's penchant for piss. So apparently, according to Kennedy, Trump was already, after the hearing, Trump was already mad as a murder hornet, which is saying a lot because Trump is always big mad when his Adderall's wearing off and he's doing a big poopy in his diaper. But he was mad as a murder hornet and ready to send her packing. Noem, he said, asked Trump to sign off on a massive TV spending blitz starring herself. $250 million, not a million, $250 million on television to promote yourself. Kennedy fumed a raw story. Gab me with a spoon, man. Again, these are the people representing us. The senator was careful to note that her version of the truth and the president's version of the truth are different, and said he was unsurprised to find she was fired. And a report had already swirled that Trump was very upset at Noem's response when Kennedy pressed her about the government-funded ad campaign. Now, this is the bit where it gets juicy, and I'll obviously be diving into this tomorrow as well, but the $220 million contract for the ad campaign was awarded to a firm run by the husband of former DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin. Again, nothing to see here. Testicles in your fucking face. Take it. Under questioning from Kennedy, Noem had claimed that Trump was aware of plans for the PR campaign. Privately, Republicans were split about whether now was the right moment to fire Noem, the report noted. They're worried about whether Senate GOP leaders would find 51 votes for replacement in the face of universal Democratic opposition, combined with vulnerable Republicans who may want to flash some independence. Obviously, if they try and do a hearing for a new DHS chief, you know, the whole little mishap of the whole ICE thing and what Kristi Noem did is gonna come up. Now, of course, because Trump is such a bigly 4D chess genius, you know, that's why, like, Noem at that, she probably had no idea before that speech or until shortly before it that she was fired. And in the exact same flip side, the man, or I should say the monkey they hired to replace her, had no idea that he was going to be hired. He found out he was running the entire DHS a little bit before you guys did, he told reporters, acknowledging he and Trump still needed to get on the same page, which presumably is page 2 of the Everybody Poops book. Of course, you have to feel sorry for Kristi Noem. How could she possibly have foreseen being thrown brutally under the bus the second she was no longer useful to Herr Trump? How could she have predicted that a career narcissist and NBA all-star toddler would take exception to her stealing the spotlight from him? She's proof eternal that sometimes bad things happen to good people. What a sad day for America. Ding dong. Ding fucking dong. I'm British Chris, and this is Raw America.